Introduction. The power of detachment in relationships. Have you ever been in a relationship where everything seems perfect at first? She's into you, you're into her, everything clicks. But then, almost out of nowhere, the connection begins to fade. Her texts become fewer, the affection wanes, and you're left wondering, what went wrong? You start chasing, trying to regain that initial spark, but all your efforts seem to push her further away. Now, imagine if I told you that the key to flipping this situation around isn't in chasing her more or trying harder to keep her attention. The secret might be the exact opposite of what you've been doing. What if the way to get her to want you more isn't through more effort, but through detachment, through letting go? The truth is, many men lose in relationships not because they don't try hard enough, but because they're too afraid to let go. In today's world, where constant validation seems to be the key to emotional security, the Stoic wisdom of detachment offers a radical, yet profoundly empowering approach to relationships. Today, we'll dive into the philosophy of detachment, how practicing it not only protects your emotional well-being, but also shifts the dynamics of your relationship in your favor. By the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of why detachment isn't about withdrawal, but about taking control of your own life and making her the one who chases you. The Stoic philosophy of detachment, a lesson in control. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple but powerful principle: control what you can, and let go of what you can't. This principle isn't just for achieving personal peace or dealing with life's adversities, it also applies to relationships. In a typical modern relationship, emotional attachment often comes with a sense of dependency. You feel like your worth and happiness are directly tied to how she feels about you. You might start seeking constant validation, monitoring every text, every look, and every word to gauge her interest. But this behavior can be toxic, both to you and the relationship itself. The Stoics, particularly figures like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that the pursuit of external validation leads to suffering. When you tie your happiness to another person's behavior, you're giving away your power. The Stoics believed that true inner peace comes when you no longer need the approval of others to feel good about yourself. By practicing detachment, you let go of this need for external validation. You stop measuring your worth by her interest or approval. This doesn't mean you become cold or indifferent. It means you place your value in things you can control: your actions, your mindset, and your own peace of mind. When you detach, you're not saying, "I don't care about her." Instead, you're saying, "I care about myself more than I care about being validated by anyone else." The psychological dynamics of detachment. So, what happens when you detach from her in a relationship? Initially, you might feel like you're losing control or that you've given up. But in reality, you're reclaiming control in a much deeper way. In relationships, women are often drawn to strength: emotional, mental, and spiritual strength. When you become overly reliant on her for your emotional stability, you weaken your position in the relationship. She begins to see you as someone who needs her, rather than someone who is capable of standing strong on his own. This neediness undermines attraction. When you detach, however, you give her space to see you as a whole, self-sufficient individual. By not needing her attention to feel good about yourself, you show that your happiness isn't dependent on her, and this paradoxically makes you more attractive. Here's why. Human nature craves what is scarce. When something feels easy and abundant, it often loses its appeal. But when someone has their own life, their own passions, their own sense of purpose, It creates a sense of mystery and desire. Women are drawn to men who are confident, capable, and unshaken by the fluctuations of external circumstances. When you detach, you move from being an option to becoming the prize. The art of detachment, how to practice it. Practicing detachment in a relationship doesn't mean you stop caring about her or withdraw your affection. It simply means you stop needing her approval, validation, or attention to feel good about yourself. Here's how to do it. 1. Shift your focus to yourself. Stop putting all your energy into making her happy or winning her affection. Focus on improving yourself, developing your passions, and maintaining your independence. Invest in your health, your career, and your personal growth. The more you enrich your own life, the less you'll feel the need to chase her for validation. 2. Control your reactions. When she pulls away or seems distant, don't react impulsively. Don't send a dozen texts or try to win her back through overexertion. Instead, stay calm and collected. Reflect on the situation objectively, understanding that you cannot control her behavior, but you can control your own response. 3. Embrace the concept of memento mori. In Stoic philosophy, the practice of remembering that life is fleeting, memento mori, is a powerful tool. It reminds us that everything is temporary, including relationships. By accepting that she may not be a permanent part of your life, you release the fear of losing her, which often leads to unhealthy attachment. When you detach, you accept that your value is not tied to her presence in your life. 4. Cultivate inner peace. Make sure that your peace doesn't rely on external circumstances. If she becomes distant, it shouldn't disturb your inner calm. If the relationship changes or even ends, you should feel the same sense of equilibrium. The Stoic practice of ataraxia, a state of serene calmness, should be your goal. 5. Set boundaries. Detachment also means setting emotional boundaries. This is not about being cold or unkind. It's about protecting your emotional well-being. Make sure you don't sacrifice your own needs for hers and never lose yourself in the process of trying to please her. The paradox of detachment. How it makes her chase you. Now, you might be thinking, but if I detach from her, won't she lose interest? Won't she think I don't care anymore? Here's the irony. The opposite often happens. When you stop chasing, when you stop needing her validation, she starts to notice the shift. Suddenly, you become the one she has to chase. This shift in power dynamics often leads to a renewed attraction as she begins to respect you more for your ability to stand strong and independent. In a sense, when you stop seeking her approval, she starts seeking your approval. And this is the moment when the relationship dynamics can shift from her being the prize to you being the prize. Conclusion. Embrace detachment. Embrace true power. Detaching from her doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop giving away your emotional power and start taking responsibility for your own happiness. In doing so, you take control of the relationship, not through manipulation, but through strength, independence, and the Stoic wisdom of focusing only on what you can control. By practicing detachment, you'll not only create a space where you're free from unnecessary emotional turmoil, but you'll also attract her in a way that makes her value you even more. So, the next time you find yourself wondering why she's pulling away, don't chase harder. Step back, reclaim your inner peace, and let her come to you. By practicing detachment, you'll discover a deeper kind of power, a power that's not dependent on her actions, but